But maybe that's too confusing, I don't know. It could be something like that, or it could just be a case that I think we need to look at individual runes for mages, like the ones that cost 50 are just, I'm refusing to use them actually, I've not really said, but I might do them for the Fire Mage build again, but Fire Blast, Lightning Blast, and there's a Plague version as well, which costs 50. They do crazy damage compared to everything else for 50 focus. I do think that needs looking at. You know something I've just realised? You only do about, I would say, if I had to guess, 15% more damage, 20% more damage for doing a 3 charge on the fire rune there. A few people have come from the YouTube videos today, and yeah, I hope those videos about people out, because I know it's kind of an easy way for me to get 4 builds out for people quickly after the patch. And rather than doing like a separate build video for each one, it would just take too long to get a bunch of builds out. So but the Electro Spin one's that good, it needed its own really. It really did. Because it's just bonkers how good that is. So fun as well. But I've got a feeling there's some... I mean, this one's up there. I should have done this one first time as a no echo run, but I messed up. Which one's that? The Spinning Thunder Gauntlets? Oh, is that the Raiden build? Oh, no, sorry, yeah, the one I've just uploaded, yeah. So does that video helps you then, yeah? I think I talked quite a lot about what I changed in that video. I think it took it in the right direction. Big time. Yeah. Really struggle with the wool threads here. Yeah, it's very fun, that one. It's a lot better in the medium range as well. Makes it a lot better against bosses. Yeah, it's a very fun one. the weapon's the same, right? So the weapon is the same, and people are thinking, why are you using barrier? Well, barrier is actually not that bad if on kill, if you get low life, because this goes up to 30, and then 30 boosted by this, which is 75% of 30, which is what, 22, something like that. I get a barrier for about 50, which is pretty good, especially when you're doing low life. But the version of this I did a few weeks ago, or recently, is quite a bit different, mainly in the pants and the helmet. So the key difference really here is they've changed the way focus gain works. I've really gone into the focus gain a bit more here with a mesh helmet. So the mesh helmet just allows you to obviously get more durability there. You can see on the bottom there, 300 durability. With the focus gain, it just helps massively having the durable helmet. So I've had to tweak the stats a bit and get the bed buff. So the bed buff's obviously on now as well. And I'm using the same tech as I was before to get more health and more focus, right? So my focus goes up to 400 and my health goes up to, I think it's 200, just under 200 now. There we go, that's the max health, 200 health. And the max focus is, when I do that, 400. Now you can see I've got 10 gain here, but I now have 174% focus gain. And this is without me getting a focus gain on the chest, which I'm going to do. So I'll have 184% focus gain, which is insane. So every time I do this, I'm getting 32 focus. So 1, 2, 3, I should have around about 100 focus almost. Which is crazy, right? So why is this playing better than before patch? I don't know, I'll be honest, but I guess the stamina recovery is a big thing as well, which I put in. So you still want the key damage stats here. You need the crit chance armor pen. I've got armor pen everywhere. But I think the tankiness helps as well. I feel like I'm doing more stagger as well. I don't know why. But yeah, it's not really been impacted by the patch because of the way this plays. Now, one thing I did do is I've dropped the low life ring. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's one thing I dropped. And I've had to get 20% max life here and 16 here to do the double low life tech. Same as what I did on the bow build, which I uploaded. So that's one thing to bear in mind, is you need to get the low life going with two like this. So that took a bit of work as well. But I did try and do this in medium roll. I tried to do it where I had a medium dodge roll, and it just wasn't working as well. It's really good in fast range, this, with the melee, because of the dodge melee attack is perfect. It's that one. If you do the sprint attack, it's this one. So, same as the other build videos, same sort of style of playing. You go in, you freeze enemies, and then when they're frozen, you just get loads of focus, and then you can use your fire abilities. But the basic attacks by themselves are really, really strong. So sometimes I just use these like this with the full combo, and that's enough sometimes. But I'm thinking of doing freeze build up here because their damage is really, really good on this. Yeah, I think freeze build up could be very, very good for the boss. So if I was you, I'd maybe try freeze build up here on the gloves instead of fire damage. I think that would help. And keep the burn here. The burn is very, very good. Yeah, the burn is doing serious damage on bosses over the full fight. The barrier, you could drop the barrier if you didn't want it, and you could do crit chance maybe here, or crit damage, and then do health based on focus. That's a good option as well because it wouldn't be too far off. To be honest, that might even be better actually. Get 10% health based on focus. Your focus is going to be 400, and you'll get 15% of that, so that's like 60 health. And I would keep that as like a mini overshield though. But yeah, that's one option as well. In hindsight, might even be better actually, because the lifesteal's so good with this. So the shield, 10% lifesteal, and why Mage is so broken right now, because they do so much damage 10% lifesteal is actually crazy for when you're doing 3.6k with this charged attack. The Converging Flame. So the Converging Flame, where I get the 6 balls and fire them out, I'm just getting so much lifesteal off that. The Fire Nova, when you get surrounded by loads of enemies, you know, you get 100 focus and just do that Fire Blast. You just get loads of health back for that. So yeah, lifesteal is very, very strong on mages, and that's why the legendary rings are very hard to nerf. That's why even with the 20% healing reduced, it's not enough. I actually think that legendary ring, if they really want to keep those in the game, they have to remove lifesteal if you have that legendary ring. I think that's the only way they could do it, because yeah, the lifesteal is just too high because of the damage numbers basically with those rings, and I still think they're absolutely busted. And to fit those kind of items in the game, yeah, it's just going to turn into Diablo if you have them in, regardless of what you do, I think. I don't know, that's just my opinion, but I've kept this in for the damage. Obviously they nerfed this to 20% from 30, but I think that's good. But the biggest change is this ring here. So 15% focus gain, add that on with this helmet with the mesh instead of the cloth. It puts the focus gain to a good position where you're getting a really good amount back. I think this is a lot more focus gain than what I had before, so it's working pretty well. But you might think, well, how am I getting so much damage? You know, I've only got fire damage here, but I've got armor pen everywhere, but they're not high rolls, and I've only got 55 points here. But like I said with this, it's not about pure DPS, it's about the CC, so it's on bosses, you know, trying to freeze them to get 400 focus, do 4 of these Converging Flames. That's 12k damage probably, at least 10k damage. You're going to down the boss easily, you're going to kill the boss easily with that. Then on the second phase, you run up again, or you just do your ranged attack. Do this. Freeze the boss, run in, charge it up. And then dodge out, you got 400 focus, Converging Flames. It works really well. So yeah, I would recommend watching the other video I did on this as well, which was a couple of weeks ago, the Ice and Fire Flame video. But this is, yeah, it's a bit different, a bit more of a focus gain version. And with the stamina recovery as well, which I put in here, I've now got 50 stamina regen, so when I go into enemies, fire a bunch of attacks, dodge out, look how quick that comes back. If I do ranged attacks like this, you seen? It's basically coming back before I can fire again after doing a bit of kiting. So I can do 1, 2, 3, like that. It's got everything. So yeah, I would recommend, if you really like this and you're definitely going to do it, watch the other video. You might get some other tips from that video as well that I've not mentioned here, but I don't want to do too much of a long video on it. You can see it all from the gameplay that I just did there. I've done 2 Echo runs, no Echo runs. The first one I got him down to about, so this is his health bar. Second phase it was down to about here, but I tried to test and freeze him again, and then he just killed me because I'm an idiot. That was the second run you saw there, and since I put it back into fast range, yeah, it's been super strong at just controlling the plane. It's got so many abilities, there's not a situation it's not good in really. I have changed the stats quite a lot, so just bear that in mind. Obviously with the bed, the buff from the house. I'm going to do a video, well, it should be up now, the video actually. I need to record it, but I'm going to upload it first on the housing. But yeah, 84 stamina with 11 points, very good. And I think, yeah, 1 point in focus is enough to get to 400 focus because of these utility runes. So the utility runes at the bottom right here. Pulse of Health, Focus Halo, really important to get your health, like I said, and your focus up. But you get focus so easily with this, it's just really easy to get those going. Stamina Wellspring you could run as well, but I don't think you need it. You just want 2 because it's kind of annoying to manage. If you have 3, I think 2 is enough. And then this is a lot of equip load, but you know, this is a game changer. I had this in medium with a lot more damage, but it played nowhere near as well. So, and I think it's because of this weapon. The dodge attack on this is really good because it goes straight into that spin, which is a double hit. And if you do a dodge attack into an enemy, you know, you just straight into the animation to freeze them. Yeah, I hope that helps. I just tried to get a few little bits in there and tips, but yeah, obviously take a look at the stats, don't change it too much. I think getting elemental resist is very good as well, by the way. It makes you very spongy on the Echo Knight's ranged attacks. So get it in the shield, get it here. Trust me, you'll thank me for that. Because you're not going to get hit by physical attacks very often. And 36% physical resist is very nice as well. So it all works very nicely. I'm going to have some more builds coming as well. But yeah. I hope the build video I did most recently helped, because that's just a bit of a snapshot of a few builds that are very good, don't really need changing. But this one I would recommend changing this one. That's why I've done a video for this. But got some updates to some of the other builds as well. Some people have been asking about the Fire Mage. I do think I can redo that, very similar. So stay tuned for that. Might take me a couple of weeks. The Thor build, I think I can do a version for that as well. And obviously the Samurai build, that one I've got planned out as well. So yeah, I will have those up soon. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will be back again soon.